Around 1 in 10 homes are defined as poor quality housing. So how much would it cost the average family of four to fix these houses? A, say £200,000 for a new house, so 10% of £200,000 is 20 grand. So it'll cost each family 20 grand to fix these houses. B, it's free to fix these houses. Or C, it's not only free, but it could also be worth over £5,000 a year to each family of four in the city to fix these houses. The Building Research Establishment and Northern Ireland Housing Executive, in their report The Cost of Poor Housing in Northern Ireland, found that 9% of homes were considered poor quality housing. Poor quality housing is defined as any house with a Category 1 hazard. A Category 1 hazard is defined as a serious and immediate risk to a person's health and safety. The most common Category 1 hazards were cold and falls, including falls and stairs. Hard to heat properties are not only cold but can also exacerbate damp, mould and fuel poverty. Poor housing increases cost to society due to increased health care and long-term care, poor mental health, poor educational achievements and loss of productivity. The cost of poor housing to the NHS and wider society was found to be around £525 million per year. Therefore, a family of four living in poor quality housing has a wider society cost of around £12,500 per year. To better define what wider society costs mean, we could ask how much it costs you. For a family of four, that cost is around £1,125 per year. We tend to see these costs most in longer waiting times for NHS treatments, but all public services will be affected to some degree. We could build new houses on the same footprint as the previous homes. The cost to build these houses, along with infrastructure costs, contingencies and fees, will add up to around £200,000 per house. 10% of £200,000 is £20,000, so it will cost each family in the city £20,000 to fix these houses. The new houses will be insulated to a very high standard, have solar panels on the roof and use very efficient heat pump technology. These features will save around £2,000 a year on energy bills. The houses will also be warm, bright and healthy, as they will also be fitted with whole house mechanical heat recovery ventilation. The houses will be A-rated zero carbon homes, meeting our requirement to address the climate emergency. The houses, when pushed to the back of the site, allows a large private sunroom to the front of the house and space to park a car. On the ground floor, there will be an open plan kitchen, dining and living space with a toilet and utility room to the rear. On the first floor, there will be a master bedroom suite. On the second floor, there will be two bedrooms and a bathroom. A family of four living in poor housing has a wider society cost of £12,500 per year. £12,500 per year would repay a £160,000 repayment mortgage at 6% over 25 years. Upgrading an existing house to a zero carbon house to address the climate emergency will cost around £50,000. If the residents must vacate their homes for 6 to 9 months to allow those works to be completed, that will add another £10,000 to the costs. If we take the £60,000 from the rebuild costs, then we reduce the cost of the new houses to £140,000. The £140,000 rebuild cost can then be recovered in savings from wider societal costs, allowing the new houses to become effectively free after 15 years. Thereafter, the houses will save £12,500 a year in wider societal costs. Additionally, as these homes currently use oil or gas heating, which is not produced locally, almost the entire cost of heating these homes leaves the local economy. As these houses will now have near zero energy bills, their previous £2,000 a year heating bills will now be available to be spent by these families in the local economy. So these new houses could benefit wider society by £2,000 a year immediately, and £14,500 a year after 15 years. Affordable rent is around 20% of average income. Average income in Northern Ireland is around £33,000 a year, which makes affordable rent about £550 a month. £550 a month will repay a £90,000 mortgage at 6% over 25 years. £90,000 will basically allow a housing association to purchase the existing property, and as ultimate landlord can regulate the tenancy so a family street stays as a family street. These houses will also save around £170 a month over their previous energy bills. There is approximately 390 dwellings or 1,170 bedrooms in Rosemount North, shown here shaded in grey. Some of the identified problems in Rosemount are as follows. Houses in multiple occupation, too many students and HMOs leading to friction between students and existing residents, parking, too much traffic generated by the university making it difficult for existing residents to find a convenient car parking space, housing stock. 100-year-old housing stock can be cold, dark and prone to dampness, which can lead to long-term health issues and a poor student experience. Houses have few gardens or attractive outdoor spaces. Some of the solutions to North Rosemount could be as follows. HMOs. Separate student housing from local resident housing by creating a student village. Housing stock. Replace existing housing stock with purpose-built student accommodation. Parking. Remove all cars and make the student village an active travel zone. All journeys are to be by foot, bike or scooter. The removal of car parking spaces will create space for North Rosemount to be greened. There is space for 88 number 4-storey 40-bed apartment blocks that could provide a total of 704 apartments and 3,520 beds. So a more mixed development could provide 600 apartments with 3,000 bedrooms and having 10,400 square metres of ground floor space for uses such as commercial, educational, offices, etc. Each apartment will have 5 ensuite bedrooms with their own kitchen, dining and living area. A typical 4-storey apartment block will have 8 apartments and 40 bedrooms. Each apartment block will cost around £2 million. As the apartment block sits on the sites of 6 existing houses, the cost of a site will be about £600,000. Therefore, the total cost of an apartment block will be £2.6 million. The rent per month per apartment block will be £19,200. So the project repayment will be as follows. £19,200 will repay a £2.6 million mortgage in 20 years with a 6% interest rate. The total cost of the redevelopment of North Rosemount is approximately £166 million. The total return from that investment is approximately £20 million per year, giving a return of around 12%. According to the University of Ulster, each student adds approximately £43,000 per year to the local economy. 3,000 students will therefore add £130 million per year to the local economy and support around 2,150 jobs. £130 million per year works out at approximately £3,500 for a family of 4 per year in the city. Roman civilization effectively collapsed when the last emperor of Rome was overthrown in 476 AD by barbarian tribes. This event marked the start of the Dark Ages in Europe. Scholars fled to Ireland for safety, and Western civilization then clung on in Ireland for around 100 years with an Irish monastic movement. Columkill founded a monastic settlement in Derry in 546. This monastic settlement, seat of learning, and the small town that grew up around it lasted for 1,000 years, right up to 1565. Columkill left Derry to found a new monastic settlement in Iona, Scotland in 563. This marked the beginning of the export of the Irish monastic movement into Europe, where they founded scores of monastic settlements. These settlements were also seats of learning and forerunners of modern universities. In around 800 AD, the Dark Ages effectively ended when Charlemagne founded the first of his many libraries throughout his empire in Western Europe. For over 400 years since the collapse of Rome, Irish scholars had helped save European civilization by copying books, founding libraries and establishing seats of learning. This era was the golden age of Irish civilization. To mark this golden age, we could rebuild the new streets of North Rosemount as a European quarter. We could use vernacular styles from France, Spain, Britain, Italy, Austria, Germany, etc. This European quarter will help celebrate Ireland's contribution to European civilization in a way that can be enjoyed by visitors and residents to the city alike. It will also help address our chronic shortage of student accommodation. The European quarter will pay for itself over 20 years. However, 3,000 students will generate £130 million a year for the city immediately. That's equivalent to around £3,500 for each four-person family in the city per year. Add on the benefits to addressing all poor quality housing in the city, then the total benefit is approaching £5,000 per family. If the European quarter starts attracting visitors, then the total benefit should exceed £5,000 per year per family. Increasing the size of the local economy makes many people richer. Increasing the size of the corporate economy makes a few people very rich. Near zero energy bills are best, but we should aim to generate all our own energy locally or on this island. We were a university city for 1,000 years. We should go back to being a university city. Building great houses, streets and public spaces for our students will help deliver great university experiences and help ensure a thriving university city. People are expensive, buildings are cheap. Warm, bright, healthy homes with near zero energy bills are cheap when compared to the cost of people living in poor quality homes. These new homes around the European quarter will be as much the visitor attraction as the European quarter.